What's up, brothers? I've been silent for a long time, but today I feel ready to finally speak. For more than 2.5 years, I've been watching from the sidelines, reading stories, saving videos that inspired me, and grinding in silence. I never commented, never posted, never shared anything. But today, I hit 200 days of pure semen retention, and something inside me told me it's time to share my journey. Not for attention, not for validation, but because I know someone out there needs to hear this. Someone who's in the same dark place I was years ago, drained, lost, and tired of feeling weak. My story starts in late 2022. I remember that night vividly. I was at my girlfriend's place, lying in bed alone because she had gone out of town to visit her family. The room was quiet, dark, and cold. I had too much time to think. For some reason, that night felt different. It was like everything in my life came crashing down on me at once. I felt this heavy, unexplainable pressure in my chest, almost like my soul was tired of living the same cycle. It hit me like a wave of truth that I'd been living wrong. I wasn't just tired physically, I was empty spiritually. Something deep inside whispered, "You can't keep living like this." For months, maybe even years before that, I had been feeling off. I was always exhausted no matter how much I slept. I didn't have motivation. My focus was gone. I felt weak, drained, and disconnected. I wasn't confident, I wasn't disciplined, and I definitely wasn't proud of who I was. Every day felt the same. Wake up tired, go through the motions, distract myself, and fall asleep feeling unfulfilled. I used to think it was normal, but that night I realized it wasn't. That night changed everything. I made a silent promise to myself, no more wasting my energy, no more mindless habits, no more letting lust control me. I didn't know exactly what to do yet, but I knew I had to take back control of my life. And then, as if the universe heard my thoughts, semen retention came into my life. I can't even remember exactly how. Maybe it was a video or a random post online, but when I first heard about it, something clicked. It just made sense. I started reading everything I could about it. I read story after story of men who turned their lives around through retention. Their energy, focus, and confidence skyrocketed. Their transformation felt real, and something inside me said, "This is it. This is what you've been missing." That same week, I started my first streak. No big plan, no overthinking, I just started. I didn't care if people thought it was weird or unscientific. I didn't care about the opinions of others. I just knew I needed to try it. And man, that first month was rough. The urges were intense, the habits were hard to break, and my mind kept trying to pull me back into my old ways. I failed many times. I'd reach 20 or 30 days, relapse, and feel like garbage afterward. Each time, I'd feel the difference immediately. My energy gone, my focus scattered, my mood low. It was like my power had been drained overnight. But no matter how many times I failed, I got back up. Because even when I failed, I knew I was walking the right path. Over time, the streaks got longer. I started to understand my triggers. I began replacing my bad habits with productive ones. I read more, worked out more, meditated, and focused on improving myself. I stopped chasing quick pleasure, I started chasing long-term purpose. Slowly, things began to change. The first thing I noticed was my energy. I started waking up earlier and actually feeling alive. My mind was sharper and I could focus for hours without getting distracted. My anxiety started to fade. I wasn't constantly overthinking what people thought of me. I could talk to anyone without that nervous energy that used to eat me up inside. After a few months, my body started changing too. My posture improved without me even trying. My voice got deeper and more grounded. My skin cleared up. My eyes looked brighter. I could literally see the difference when I looked in the mirror. I looked more like a man, confident, composed, alive. My workouts became more powerful. I was lifting heavier, recovering faster, and feeling stronger. My facial hair grew thicker, my muscles felt fuller, and even my hands looked more masculine. It was like every cell in my body was being recharged with energy. But what shocked me the most wasn't the physical changes, it was the mental transformation. I used to live in constant self-doubt. I'd second-guess every decision. I cared too much about people's opinions, and I'd avoid confrontation to keep the peace. I was too nice, too quiet, too soft. But retention changed that. It gave me backbone. It gave me conviction. I started saying what I actually meant. I stopped apologizing for existing. I became more direct, more assertive, more confident in my truth. I didn't feel the need to please everyone anymore. I wasn't chasing validation. I was grounded in my own value. My social life changed too. I stopped being shy or awkward in conversations. I began to naturally attract better energy. People started to notice the difference, even if I didn't tell them what I was doing. I'd walk into a room and people would pay attention. I didn't need to be loud or flashy. My presence spoke for me. Women started noticing too, but not in the same way as before. It wasn't just about looks or flirting. They could feel the calm, powerful energy that comes from a man who's in control of himself. There's something magnetic about it, something primal that people sense without words. And then there was fear. Fear used to run my life. I was scared of rejection, scared of failure, scared of taking risks. But as I kept retaining, I noticed fear stopped controlling me. I still felt it, but it didn't stop me anymore. I learned to do things even while afraid. I learned that fear doesn't disappear. You just become stronger than it. I started speaking up more, taking more chances, and trusting my instincts. I became more decisive. I stopped overthinking every little thing. My self-belief grew day by day. Even the small things changed. My habits improved naturally. I started eating better, sleeping less but with more quality, and using my time wisely. My focus sharpened like a blade. My creativity exploded. I was getting new ideas constantly. My memory improved, my reaction time felt faster, and my brain felt alive again. It was like a fog had lifted that I didn't even realize I was living in. And then something weird started happening. Life started to flow better. I can't fully explain it, but things started aligning. Opportunities began appearing. I'd run into the right people at the right time. I'd get lucky breaks, and I'd feel guided by something higher. It wasn't magic, it was awareness. When your mind is clear and your energy is contained, you start noticing things you used to miss. You become more present, more intuitive. You stop forcing things and start attracting them. Spiritually, this journey brought me closer to God. I started praying more, meditating deeper, and feeling more connected to my higher self. The discipline of retention spilled over into every part of my life. It gave me structure, self-respect, and a real sense of purpose. Every day I woke up retaining, I was reminded that I had control over my body, my mind, and my destiny. That feeling of self-mastery is powerful. It's like you reclaim the throne in your own life. Now at 200 days, I look back and realize how far I've come. The person I was 2.5 years ago wouldn't even recognize me now. Back then, I was tired, anxious, insecure, and lost. Now I'm confident, grounded, disciplined, and alive. I don't rely on motivation anymore. I rely on purpose. I've built habits that keep me moving forward no matter how I feel. I've learned to stay calm in chaos and strong in temptation. I've learned that true power doesn't come from chasing pleasure. It comes from mastering yourself. Semen retention didn't solve all my problems, but it gave me the foundation to face them like a man. I still have bad days, I still get stressed, and I still deal with challenges. But the difference is I face them with strength, not weakness. Retention taught me patience, focus, and emotional control. It taught me how to build instead of escape. It gave me clarity about who I want to be and the life I want to create. To anyone listening right now who's struggling to start, just begin. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't spend weeks watching videos or researching endlessly. Just start today. Even if you fail at first, even if it's messy, even if you relapse, keep going. Every day you retain, you're building something inside you that can't be seen but will one day be felt in everything you do. It's not about streak numbers or bragging rights. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the man you were meant to be. Stay strong, kings. Protect your energy, protect your purpose, and keep your seeds sacred. Because when you do, everything in your life begins to align. And that's when you truly realize the power was within you all along.